For the last 5 years, I've been meditating with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations every single day, and I already went to 3 of his week-long advanced retreats. The result? I completely healed my body and I went from making less than $1,000 a month to manifesting $500,000. And in today's video, I want to take what I shared with you in my video about how I manifested $400,000 with Joe Dispenza's meditations to the next level, because, well, I've reached the $500,000, and because the video about how I manifested $400,000 with Joe Dispenza's meditations already has more than 40,000 views, and I have received so many emails from people all around the world who asked me to explain these concepts in more detail. And that's why in today's video I reveal how you can easily receive anything you want from the universe by following a simple framework when meditating with Joe's meditations. Why 95% of people don't experience the results with these meditations that they want to experience, what you absolutely must do before every meditation unless you want to fail, and whether or not you have to take action when you manifest with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, and which energy to live your life from to experience the best and fastest results. And I even reveal my 4 favorite meditations from Dr. Joe Dispenza that helped me tremendously on this journey of reaching $500,000. And now you might be asking yourself, yes, Sebastian, but why exactly $500,000? Well, this already leads me to the very first action step you absolutely must take if you want to successfully manifest with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. Because what if I told you that the amount of money that you set yourself as a manifestation goal is not the amount that you should be focusing on? And I can speak from my own experience here, because I was sick and tired of all these clickbaity YouTube videos. Become a billionaire in 1 day. In 24 hours you will be a millionaire. And deep down I knew, I don't know if that will work for me. And every time I saw one of those clickbait videos, I was like, I know that this is bullshit, but I'm gonna click on it. And then I watched it and I was like, screw this. If I only had realized this sooner. I just knew that setting myself a manifestation goal of a number that was so far above my current consciousness, my current money consciousness, would discourage me. It would make it almost impossible for me to stay persistent and to consistently practice my manifestation techniques. Because from my personal manifestation experience and from having coached hundreds of people all around the world in individual one-on-one coaching sessions, and also as part of my Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, I can confidently say that if you choose a number that is far, far outside of your current self-concept, of your current consciousness in regards to whatever it is you want to manifest, in this example money, then you will only discourage yourself. That's like going to the gym and then saying, okay, usually I'm lifting 20 kilos, but today I'm gonna lift 80 kilos. And then you're on the bench press going, and then you have a herniated disc and you go, oh God, no, I can't go to the gym anymore. Oh. And that's exactly what happens in the realm of manifesting. And that's why I invite you to do this. Just like when you go to the gym, you want to work with progressive overload. So instead of going immediately to 80 kilos, you could have done 30 kilos and then went, oh, yes, I can do that. And then 2 weeks later, you go 40 kilos. Ooh, yes, I'm getting stronger. And that's exactly the mindset I want you to have. You have to train your manifestation muscle. And that's why I invite you to choose a number that is high enough for you to say, whoa, that's a challenge. I have no clue how I should accomplish that, but it is still in the realm of possibility. Like, if I can convince myself that I just believe in it 1%, that's when I then am motivated to put in the work. And I don't mean put in the work in the sense of you have to work hard and sacrifice and suffer, but in the sense of I'm putting in the work in the spiritual realm. And I'm doing my meditations and I'm actually working on going into nothingness and space, as Joe Dispenza always says it. And in order for me to reach the $500,000, I had to climb the ladder. I had to climb the ladder and train my manifestation muscle. Here, those chicken legs, I had to train them with every step that I took on the ladder. Because yes, I manifested $500,000 with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, and yes, I 20x'd my income. I went from making less than $1,000 a month to now making more than $20,000 a month. But I didn't do that by immediately focusing on the 20,000. And I know it would sound so much more exciting if I had said, you know, I went immediately from making less than 1,000 to more than 20,000 and you can do it in 1 hour. But what actually happened is that I doubled it again, then I tripled it, then I doubled it again. And my first manifestation milestone was $10,000 in the bank, because in the beginning, that was not even in my consciousness, because I had never had $10,000 in my bank account. Once I had reached that, I was like, okay, I went from 1,000 to 10,000. Can I go from 10,000 to 100,000? Yes, I can. And once I had the 100,000, then going to 250 and then 400,000 was just a natural progression, because I trained my manifestation muscles and I turned my chicken legs by walking that ladder up, up, up. I turned them into professional bodybuilder legs in the spiritual realm. In the physical realm, I still have chicken legs, but in the spiritual realm, they're really, really strong. And that's what I invite you to do, because otherwise you're just discouraging yourself from the get-go. And of course, where you start climbing that ladder and where you then end climbing that ladder, even though there's of course never an ending because it can always get higher, but especially where you start, that depends on your current level of money consciousness. I mean, I, for example, had coaching clients who had made a significant amount of money, even millions in the past, and then because of limiting beliefs, unresolved trauma, they had lost it again. And for them, of course, I would then advise a completely different threshold than for somebody who had never manifested any money. Because for these people who had it already in the past, the millions are already in the consciousness. It's already a possibility there. So I would then say, yep, start climbing the ladder from 1 million, then 2 million, then 5 million. But back then, I came from basically nothing. I never made any significant amount of money. But once I then climbed the ladder and my money consciousness evolved more and more, that's when I then went from this amount to that amount, and I just know that I will be a millionaire. I know because I already reached $500,000, and the psychological and spiritual distance from $500,000 to 1 million is so much smaller than from where I started. I mean, I had less than 10,000 in my bank account. That was my first milestone. 10,000 to $500,000, that's a huge difference. $500,000 to $1 million, it's just doubling it. And I'm so incredibly confident. In fact, I know that if you follow the advice I share with you in this video, you can achieve similar results. And this actually brings me to a life-changing realization that was a true boom, mind-blowing aha moment for me in regards to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations that I want to share with you right now. Because if you continue to do what hundreds of thousands of people who manifest, or let's say who try to manifest, do, then you will never achieve any results with Joe Dispenza's meditations. And it all starts with a door and somebody who knocks on it. Because when I started to manifest with Joe Dispenza's meditations, I had the same misconception that so many people have in mind, where they think there will be some guy who magically knocks on the door, dong, 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 and who then throws a bunch of money at you. And the universe then says, here's your money. So it might look like this. Knock, knock, knock. Excuse me, I have your money delivery. You were manifesting. One for mommy, one for puppy. I mean, is it possible that money finds you in the most unexpected way and you suddenly get informed that you have an uncle who you never knew of and he has a trust fund for you, and then you find out that this is actually your father and you go like, oh my God, what's going on? Yes, of course, it is possible. But is it also possible that the abundance that you want can come to you while you're in a deep meditation? And that's something that I've experienced countless times. And you're in a deep meditation, you meditate with one of Joe Dispenza's meditations, and you then get this direct download where a product idea just appears out of nowhere, or a business idea appears out of nowhere, or an idea to apply for a certain job, or an idea to invest in a certain investment, and suddenly, in a short period of time, you're doubling or even tripling your income. All these possibilities have happened to clients of mine who joined me in my Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, except the uncle who turned out to be the father. I've never had this experience with a client, but hey, there is a possibility in the quantum field. That's something that Joe Dispenza always says. Surely there is a possibility in the quantum field, and that's exactly the attitude I want you to have. But my point is this: there is an infinite number of possibilities in the quantum field. And yes, this is the quantum field. Isn't he cute? And here we have all these different possibilities. And one possibility might be the uncle who's so rich and gives you all his money. But the other possibilities might be business ideas. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. And you can't simply do this. Okay, camera, speak with the universe, and universe, record. Record. That of course won't work. You still have to take the inspired action. And this is something that I learned on my journey, that money can come through the most mysterious ways, but you then have to be willing to take inspired action. And no, it won't be suffering and sacrificing and no, when will it end? It won't be like this. It will be easy, flowing, fun, playful. And that's how I easily doubled and tripled and quadrupled and 20x'd my income. And you can do the same if you combine this realization with the meditations from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So in case you get a direct download during a meditation, an impulse, an insight, and you want to do something, then do it. Don't hold yourself back because you think, oh no, then I'm not spiritual, I'm gonna wait till somebody knocks on my door. Inspired action can be a part of the process. And making the following mistake I'm going to share with you right now makes it 100 times harder for you to manifest with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. And I know it from my own experience because I was struggling with that. When I started on my money manifestation journey, I had one struggling business, and I mean really struggling. For a decade, I was making less than $1,000 a month for most months, and sometimes, when I was really lucky, or I perceived myself as lucky, I was making $1,200 this month. And well, then I always managed to lose it again because of my money consciousness. And when I started manifesting with Joe Dispenza's meditations, I was like, okay, universe, I'm gonna do it with this one business, it will triple, it will quadruple, it will do all these things. And the universe was like, oh God, when will he finally be open to all the possibilities that I can send him? Why does he make it so hard for himself? While I was meditating, the one business, it has to come to the one business, and the universe was continuing to facepalm itself. If I had only done this earlier, universe, beautiful universe, I am open to all possibilities, to every opportunity, even if it's not that business, but it could be any other business, any other investment, any other idea. And the universe was like, oh God, finally he got it, Jesus Christ. And that's when everything changed. Because remember, if you're doing Joe Dispenza's meditations and you're constantly asking yourself, how will it flow to me? And you want to control the how, and you want to be sure that it comes exactly the way that you want it, only with this variable. You are doing, or let's better say you are trying to do and failing at it, the job of the universe. Because here, that little guy is the universe, or that little lady, that's the universe screaming, this is my job. Because your job is not to figure out how it comes to you. The universe will build the bridge of incidents for you. It will come to you, but only if you are open to it. Because as human beings who might have read 3 or 5 books, we always try to outsmart the universe. And the universe is the whole library. The universe knows exactly how the money can find you, but you can only be receptive for all these opportunities if you're not like a horse with blinders and you go like, okay, I'm gonna go in this direction, even though your abundance is in that direction. And oh, now I have to let you in on a little secret. You might be using Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations wrong all this time if you don't do what I'm about to share with you now, because this realization and change in action has led to me experiencing Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations from this to me experiencing Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations like this. And at the very first Dr. Joe Dispenza week-long advanced retreat I went to, I always asked myself, why is he letting us tune into our heart and activate our heart before every single meditation? Today I know that your heart is your center of creation, and your heart creates these mega super duper emotions that allow you to draw the experience back to you. And it all starts with brain and heart coherence, because that's when you activate a Wi-Fi signal. And this Wi-Fi signal is swirling around to you. This then allows you to send the clear intention out into the field with the visual image, and to then draw the experience back to you with the elevated emotion. So your heart is the reason for the creation. It's your center of creation, and ignoring it would be, it would be kind of stupid, to be honest. Because in Becoming Supernatural, Dr. Joe Dispenza describes that it takes a clear intention, a coherent brain, and an elevated emotion, a coherent heart, to begin to change a person's biology from living in the past to living in the future. And he then continues to explain that the combination of mind and body, of thoughts and feelings, influences matter. That's how your reality is created, and that's why I can confidently say that by tuning into your heart, by creating brain and heart coherence, I made it so much easier for me to manifest the abundance I truly wanted. In fact, that was the time when I then easily tripled and quadrupled, and at some point even 20x'd my income. And yes, I go into brain and heart coherence before every meditation. No matter which Joe Dispenza meditation I'm doing, no matter if he guides us through brain and heart coherence or not, I always, there's no exception, go into brain and heart coherence before I then continue to send the intention out and to then draw the experience back to me with the elevated emotion. And in week 4 of my Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, we're going to practice this together, and we also gonna unblock your energy centers, especially the ones that are related to empowerment and financial abundance. And if you want to find out more about this program, you can click on the first link in the description. And I yet still want to give you, right now in this moment, an overview of how you can for yourself go into brain and heart coherence. Step 1. Feel into your heart while you're breathing in a relaxed rhythm. For example, a 5-second rhythm where you breathe in 5 seconds and you breathe out 5 seconds. Then step 2, while you feel into your heart, imagine that when you're taking a deep breath in, your heart is expanding with energy. And when you're breathing out, you're breathing the energy out of your heart. Step number 3, feel into your head and your brain by exploring your forehead, your left side of your head, right side of your head, back of your head, and top of your head to really activate this energy. Then you can also, in this step, focus on the energy around your head. Then in step number 4, you focus your attention on your heart and on your brain / your head at the same time. And then step number 5, you let the energy flow from your heart to the brain and from the brain to the heart. Now, what if I told you that there's something else I do before every Joe Dispenza meditation, even before I go into brain and heart coherence? And no, it has nothing to do with me choosing the right pillow so that my left butt cheek doesn't hurt during the meditation. Oh, you, my loyal companion, never, never leave me. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza tells us that if you want to experience a new outcome, you first have to break the habit of being yourself so that you can reinvent a new self. And this is exactly what you can do by destroying the table of old habits with your hammer. And yes, this is Thor's hammer, of course. In some of his meditations, Dr. Joe even asks us, who do you want to be when you open your eyes? And if you are then sitting in the meditation, I don't know, who do I want to be? I have no freaking clue. Then it's too late. And that's why I invite you to sit down before you actually go into brain and heart coherence and before you start the meditation, and to ask yourself, who do you want to be? Who do you want to show up as? Do you want to show up as the victim or as an abundant person? Now, what's the one big difference between a successful manifester and somebody who's always struggling? Now that we talked about brain and heart coherence, and now that you know who you want to show up as in your meditation, we have to talk about the clear intention aspect that Joe Dispenza loves to mention. Because in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza reminds us that we have to hold a clear intention. And on top of that, he also reminds us that we have to leave the how to the quantum field. Remember the quantum field? Yes, it's this cute little fella. Please don't forget about him. And yes, the quantum field is the unknown. It is unpredictable. But mommy, I'm scared of the unknown. What can I do? Please, universe, help me. Well, suck it up, buttercup. So yes, now that your heart is activated, you need to send an intention out into the field. And you do that with one or many images. And you want to make these images as clear as you possibly can, and you want to add sight, sound, taste, touch, smell to them, especially the smell part. And yes, this is a pile of, well, you hopefully know what. So don't see yourself looking at the sports car that you want to own in the meditation, but instead see yourself driving that sports car. And while your eyes are closed and while maybe your head is already moving backwards because your pineal gland gets activated and you're immersed in the meditation, you in your imagination go and you don't just go and you don't feel anything, but you feel your foot pressing the pedal to the metal. You smell the leather seat. You feel the steering wheel of your dream car. That's how you immerse yourself in this scenario. And the same is true when it comes to your intention. Don't just say, universe, I make more money. And then the universe gives you an additional 5 cents and you go, damn you, universe, I'm still poor. And the universe says, yeah, well, I mean, you wanted to have more money. My wish is your command. So instead say, I make $20,000 a month, or I have a net worth of $500,000. I mean, I didn't manifest $500,000 with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations by going into the meditation saying, universe, yeah, so a little bit more money, that would be nice. No, instead I defined my clear intention. And I said, I have a net worth of $500,000. And that's how you then receive what you ask for. And I received it by sending the intention out with different images, mainly 2 images. One of those was my bank account statement and the other one was me living my life in freedom at a beautiful beach. And I'm recording this video right now about 100 meters away from this exact beach that I saw myself at while I was immersing myself in the Joe Dispenza meditations. And if you're ready to master the art of manifesting in just 11 days so that you can also live wherever you want, maybe also 100 meters away from your dream beach, I invite you to click on the second link in the description or to go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/mastery to find out more about my audio program, the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program, and I recently included another special bonus to it, which is my ultimate guided meditation and hypnosis vault with over 60 guided hypnosis files for you. But unfortunately, leaving out the next step will not only make the intention but also the visual image completely useless. And yes, sometimes I'm driving my coaching clients crazy with this, because whenever I'm in a one-on-one coaching session with a client and I can feel that they are not really going into the elevated emotion, they're just kind of scratching on the surface, but they are not fully immersing themselves into it, I then call them out. And I call them out for it because I want them to succeed. And I then say, well, I can see right now, as the analytical German that I am, that you are not in the elevated emotion. Hush, out of your brain and into your heart. And Joe Dispenza said it multiple times that in order to create a new state of being, we must combine the clear intention with the elevated emotion. And whenever I do this, I have tears running down my cheeks. And yes, I'm talking about these cheeks and not these cheeks. And that's why I invite you to really go into the emotions and to remember that with the elevated emotion, you then draw the experience back to you into your reality after you send out the clear intention. Now, what if I told you that I didn't feel jack shit, and please excuse my potty mouth, when I tried to manifest something that I was so certain that I really wanted it? And that was years ago when I was watching the movie 17 again with Zac Efron. And back then I declared to myself and to the world, one day when I'm wealthy, I will own an Audi R8, because I already have the emo haircut, which I had back then, so I just needed the Audi R8 and everyone would think I'm cool. And then this happened. And what I didn't know back then, besides that I rather looked like a rundown Walmart version of Justin Bieber than Zac Efron, was that I didn't really want the Audi at all. Because years later, when I then started meditating with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations after my spiritual awakening, I tried to manifest the Audi, or let's better say the money for the Audi. And I even went to a car dealership. I went to an Audi dealership and I was just sitting in that car feeling nothing, and the universe then said this. And in case you weren't able to read my horrible handwriting, that little guy there, or girl, the universe, said, will he buy it? And no, I didn't buy it, even though I had the money to buy it, because it was not really something that I desired. And that's when I realized what I had done. Did I really waste all this time manifesting with Joe Dispenza's meditations? Trying to manifest something I don't even want? So what if you can't reach the elevated emotion during a meditation? Ask yourself if your intention is pure or clouded. And a pure intention is something that you truly want from the bottom of your heart. And a clouded intention is exactly why I wanted this Audi R8. Because I'd seen it in a movie and I thought, oh, then I'm cool if I have it, and woohoo. Everybody will love me and the women will go, oh my God, look at this Audi. And then they see me and they go, oh my God. So that's why I wanted the Audi, but it didn't come from the heart. And Joe Dispenza shared with us that we have to continuously surrender some aspect of the limited self to join a greater self. And that we have to surrender into intelligent love to then relax into a deep sea of coherent energy. And in my personal experience, and from having coached hundreds of clients in individual coaching sessions, and of course also amazing people from all around the world who have joined my 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, I know that if your intention is clouded, if it's not pure, then this surrendering process is almost impossible. And even though you might be able to then somehow, through a lot of meditating, manifest what you actually don't want, it would have been so much easier for you to just manifest what you really want. And this brings me back to my goal of manifesting $400,000 and then $500,000. My intention for this was pure freedom, the freedom to live in tropical paradises, the freedom to just be able to travel the world and to be wherever I wanted to be at any given time. And that was an intention that was pure, it came from the heart. And that's why it was so easy for me to manifest it. Now, before I'm gonna share one more step that you absolutely must take if you want to be successful with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, and that is ignored by way more than 99% of people who start manifesting, I now want to share what you've been waiting for, maybe, which is 4 of the meditations that I used manifesting $500,000 with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. And I also want to share exactly why I believe that they are so powerful. And of course, I also meditated with other meditations, but these 4 have a special place in my heart. So let's introduce the first meditation with a powerful trumpet sound. And the first meditation I want to share with you is the Synchronizing Your Energy to Abundance meditation. It's a 1-hour meditation, and I actually did it right before I filmed this video for you. And this meditation always allows me to reach the frequency of abundance and to go, because I feel myself into it so much. Because in the beginning, you activate your heart, you tune into your heart, you activate your center of creation, and then you lose yourself in space. And at some point, you then really immerse yourself into your abundant dream life. And if you truly feel these emotions with your heart, this meditation is powerful. I can highly recommend it. And the second meditation I want to share with you is the Tuning into New Potentials meditation. And the big benefit of this meditation is that it allows you to choose 2 potentials, because 2 is always better than 1. Unless we're talking about food poisoning, then that's not the case. But anyway, let's focus on the meditation. You have the opportunity to choose 2 different potentials, and of course, you can choose one abundance related and one not abundance related. So at the beginning of my spiritual journey, when I tried to heal my body from severe nerve damage, which I accomplished, I was choosing one health-related potential and one abundance-related potential. But you can also choose 2 potentials that are abundance-related. For example, potential number 1, an amount of money you want to make a month. Then potential number 2, a certain net worth that you want to have. Or you can do it like this. Potential 1, a certain amount of money you want to make each month. And potential 2, a certain experience that represents abundance for you. So for me, it would be a business class flight. What would it be for you? I now invite you to comment down below what you want to experience with the abundance that you want to manifest. Let me know, I would love to hear it. And meditation number 3 that I want to share with you is generating abundance. And generating abundance is the little brother or little sister of synchronizing your energy to abundance, because it's shorter. And now you might be saying, Sebastian, that is not true. This meditation is also 1 hour long. Well, not really. It is 1 hour long, but after 25 minutes, it's just music. And we can keep it our secret when I tell you that I always stop the meditation after 25 minutes. Because when I have a lot of time, then I use the Synchronizing Your Energy to Abundance. And when I have 25 minutes or 30 minutes, then I use the Generating Abundance meditation. And this one is also amazing for really sending the intention out into the field and then drawing it back with the elevated emotion. And meditation number 4 that I want to share with you is the Walking Meditation 5, Unlocking the Code. And this meditation, I love that one. And no, meditating doesn't always have to be silent and calm. It can also be like this. Because in Joe Dispenza's Walking Meditation number 5, I don't want to reveal too much, but he really goes at it. He screams at us and shouts at us and like, feel it. And I'm like, So yes, I had these situations where I was in a walking meditation in a park and I was totally getting into it, and the people around me were like, Herbert, that guy is a little bit strange. I don't know, can we go to the other side? It's really getting weird. And that's something that you might experience when you're doing this walking meditation, but I absolutely love it. And now that I look at my bank account statement, I'm not that concerned about whether or not somebody who saw me going, ouch, Oh, that hurt. Anyway, I'm not that concerned anymore when it comes to how I am perceived during a walking meditation. That's what I wanted to say before I hit my big toe. And no, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt. Now, what if I told you that I took it one step further with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations? In fact, I took a step that 99% of people who start manifesting with his meditations will never take. And it has to do with your comfort zone. Yes, that's your comfort zone, and we have to do this. Boing. So yes, we gotta expand that thing, and sometimes this can be a battle between the devil and the angel, sitting on your shoulders and the devil screaming, "Oh, screw you and your T-Rex hands," and the angel screaming, "Why did you draw me fatter than the devil?" And it's going on forever. Because in Evolve Your Brain, Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that personal change takes an intentional act of will, and that in order to evolve and to overcome the conditions in our life, we have to change something about ourselves. So my manifestation routine for manifesting $500,000 didn't abruptly end when I opened my eyes again, bong, after a meditation. That's where the fun actually began. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza said that to change is to act greater than the familiar feelings of the memorized self. So yes, he talks about acting, and don't get me wrong, meditating with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations does 90% of the heavy lifting, but the remaining 10% happens when your eyes are open. And that's why every day I asked myself, who am I as the abundant self? How would I walk as somebody who has already manifested $500,000? How would I talk? How would I communicate with others? How would I behave throughout the day? And that is the beautiful becoming process, because that's when you really change on a fundamental level. That's when you become the new self. And this process of stepping into my new self and forming my new abundant self was absolutely necessary for me to manifest $500,000. And that's exactly what we're going to do together in week number 3 of my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. And if you're ready to find out more about it, I invite you to click on the link in the description or to go to affirmation2manifestation.com/abundance to have a look at what awaits you in each of the 8 individual coaching sessions that we will have together. And then you can of course also have a look at the video testimonials from previous coaching clients, and you can check out the amazing bonuses. Now, don't tell me that you want to meditate 18 hours a day, no longer leave the house, and then wait for all the abundance to come to you. Because when I think back to how all the abundant opportunities, all the synchronicities, all the signs, all the ideas were flowing to me, I can confidently say this: boom. But often it happened exactly like this, where I was in a deep meditation and I felt amazing, and I was activating my heart, sending the intention out, feeling the elevated emotion, and then the universe went boom and gave me a direct download in the form of an idea, in the form of an insight, in the form of something that brought me closer to the abundance that I wanted to experience. And that's what you can experience as well if you commit to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. And now I want you to remember what Joe Dispenza said on the 2nd week-long advanced retreat I went to, from the 3 week-long advanced retreats I went to in total, where he said the following words: I want you to keep 1 foot in the spiritual realm and 1 foot in the physical realm. And what that means is that, yes, meditating with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations is important and it's powerful, but to also remember that when you then get the direct downloads, when you get the ideas, the insights from the universe, sometimes taking inspired action is necessary, but it will be easy and it will flow in a beautiful way. And remember what Dr. Joe Dispenza said in You Are the Placebo. To be happy with yourself in the present moment while maintaining a dream of your future is a grand recipe for manifestation. And in one of the week-long advanced retreats I went to, he actually shared a story of how he was on a boat with friends and how he was just enjoying life. And he then said that whenever he's in this goofy, silly, playful mood, that's when the manifestations come to him. So always remember, if you manifest with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations from the energy of I'm in love with life, then you create a life you love. And this life that you love, of course, also includes the abundance that makes you love your life. And if you're ready to manifest financial freedom and abundance with me, I invite you to go to affirmation2manifestation.com/abundance or to click on the first link in the description to find out more about my 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. And even though you might be using Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations every single day, the money you want just can't flow to you when you don't change the way you think about money, when your beliefs, your perceptions are still based on lack and scarcity. And that's why we have to change that. And that's why I invite you to watch this video next, in which I show you how to think about money and what beliefs you have to embrace in order for you to manifest abundance.